That broken thread message. Did you ever think about it, what it takes, or how the machine is going to know if the thread is broken, if there is a thread there or not? Well, let's go and look how that signal gets produced. You remember on the previous episode we talked about this spring in here, the check spring. As you know now, every time I make a stitch, this spring gets moved up and down. So why not using the action of this spring to tell the machine if we have thread or no thread? Let me take the front cover off and show you what I mean. Now we're looking at the opposite side of that check spring. This is the part you normally don't see because the front cover is on your sewing machine. Now when I make a stitch, as you can see, we have a little lever that is basically attached to the check spring at the bottom, and every time I make a stitch, this lever moves up and down. It moves to 12 o'clock and about to 10 o'clock. Exactly inside the housing, if I would put that housing back on, that lever you just saw that moves up and down will go through this black U-shaped part, up and down. On one side of this U-shaped piece we have a diode, and on the other side we have a receiver. So this little electronic print tells the machine basically, yes, the lever cleared. So each stitch that gets made with the machine, the lever goes through here, breaks the light, and tells the machine basically yes, 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 yes. And if the machine keeps on running and the lever wouldn't go up and down, that means the machine doesn't get that yes, and it will stop because it knows something is wrong with the top thread. It's either broken or you ran out of thread. So with this simple method we can check if we have thread or no thread on the top of a sewing machine. Here is a tension unit of an 830 Bernina. Again, you see the check spring going up and down on every stitch. And if you look very closely here, you see the sensor again, where this big part is breaking the light. There is just one major difference on this system here. If I take this out and look at that a little bit more closely, you see that this part has flags on it. As a matter of fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different holes. So what this means that this sensor is a lot smarter than all the other machines I just showed you before. On the other machines, like I told you, it is just each stitch. It makes the contact to the machine and tells, yes, you have thread, you have thread. Here, it actually counts 5 each time you make a stitch. Now, if for some reason the check spring is not going all the way up, that means it starts to count maybe only 2 or 3. So the machine is start to know that the top tension is not fully there anymore. So the screen will tell you after about 10-15 stitches that you might have loopy stitches and you need to check your top thread. You may be fine, but it just shows you that the technology on this system is much more advanced. Basically, the machine knows itself if the top tension is completely in sync or not. I hope you like that little inside knowledge of your Bernina sewing machine, and I see you next time.